Someone recently asked me whether or not Muhammad and the Quran are gematriated as well. And I'm going to answer that question. I looked into it. It wasn't hard to understand, really. In fact, it kind of blew me away a little bit. Of course, the first objection that most Muslims are probably and likely going to put out is automatically, but that's not in Arabic. Okay, well, no, I don't have an Arabic cipher to determine this, but I think by the time I'm done, it should be pretty obvious that it doesn't matter. So let's get started. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the gematrinator.com for our Gematria calculator. And we're going to open up several ciphers. The first four automatically open up, but we usually open up Jewish, septenary, which I didn't even use septenary this time, to be honest, so you don't have to open that. But then go to foreign and open up these four Hebrew ciphers, which is not something I normally use either, but today it will be important. So what happens when you type in the name Muhammad is you notice these numbers, 72, 36, 144. Now why is that important? This should be abundantly obvious if you've ever seen any of my other videos. These are the angles of a pentagram. 36, 72, and one of the points of a pentagram, 144. You see? Also, you see the top of the pentagram angles, 360 degrees, without the zeros, 36. So you're literally talking about 3 points of the pentagram. 36, 72, 144, wrapped up right here in the name of Muhammad. So, by the way, the words I'm going to use are just from Wikipedia, articles. Most of them are copy and paste. However, I noticed that some people spell Muhammad with a U. Okay, well, there's various, the reason that they can spell it differently is because there's not a whole lot of vowels, I guess, in Arabic, sort of like Hebrew and stuff, so, as long as it sounds the same, it's right. But this is the best way to spell it in English because it comes up with these values, okay? And you'll see how they pair with other words that are related. For example, why do they use the crescent moon as their symbol? Because again, we have 144, you see, and 54, which is half of 108, okay, and 180, which is just a scrambling of 108, and notice this number 63, okay, yeah, okay. So, and by the way, if you hit return, it puts them down here so you can compare them, okay, 144, 72, 63 and 36 are backwards. But let's keep going. Oh, by the way, you might want to notice that Muhammad died in 632, 63, crescent moon, Muhammad, 63. Okay, or 36. Not a coincidence. All right, and then one of the most important cities, Medina. Again, 54 like crescent moon, 36 like Muhammad, and then 135 and 36. Pay attention to 135 because this was given to the revelation was given by the angel Gabriel according to the reports, right? So 54 again like Medina, 36 the same as Medina and Muhammad, 135 like Medina, okay, and 45 like crescent moon. The opposite is 54, just the reverse reflection, if you will. And of course they read the Quran, right? Which of course you might see it spelled with a K, but I think the better spelling here is how they spell it with a Q. Okay, so look at these numbers. 71. We're gonna talk more about 26. This is really important right here, and you'll see why here in a second. 26, 64, 28. Well, it's a whole lot like the last caliph, which Abdul Mesid II. Let's see, Abdulmesid II. And let's see. I'm not spelling it right or something, but I can't read my own writing. Well, let's see. Where did I put it down here? I was looking it up a minute ago. Yeah, here it is. Okay, Abdulmesid II is 7153. Okay, so 53 is just like a scrambling of 135 for Gabriel. You know, it's pretty similar. Numerology, the ones are not all that important. All right, so 71, just like Quran. So no question there. Now, I said we were going to use the Hebrew ciphers right here. That's because when I looked up the name in Muhammad, I don't have any ciphers for Arabic. So the closest I could come to it was the Hebrew ciphers. So you have to copy and paste. And this, you know, supposing you believe this, okay, and I think it does because it matches pretty well. So, but if you copy and paste Hebrew letters in here and open up the 4 Hebrew ciphers, you get these numbers here. And 26, again, you know, like we were saying, Quran is 26, so I think it definitely is the right one. 44, like Crescent Moon, is 144, and Muhammad is 144. So this is probably the right spelling. I never took any Hebrew, so I couldn't tell you from that perspective, but it definitely matches with this. Now, why is 216 so important? Well, you might know that in Islam 666 is considered a sacred number. And here's why. Because 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. There's a reason that Muslims go on a Hajj to Mecca to go around the big cube. Because they worship the cube. They don't say that they worship the cube, okay? But it comes from the same understanding as Kabbalah. That's why the cube is called the Kaaba. It's where we get the word cube. You know, hear the C and the B, the consonant sounds. Well, 216 is given to us as the diameter of the moon, 2,160 miles. So we have the crescent moon as the symbol of Islam. But also, the cube, if you add the degrees, the 90-degree angles, all of the degrees in a cube on all 6 sides together, it comes to 2,160. So the moon is then related to the cube. Also, if you take 216 and you add another 216, it equals 432. Add its mirror, 234, so 432 plus 234 equals 666. And this is how the round and the square, okay, like a round moon and a square cube becomes the sign of Masonry. Like you have, so you think that Islam is different than Masonry, you know, and it's just not. Okay, you're worshiping the circle and the square, the moon and the Kaaba, and the 216, which is why Quran equals 26, why Mohammedan Hebrew equals 26, and why the square and the compass are the symbols of Masonry. You draw a circle with a compass, and it's over top of a square, 90 degrees, you see. Alright, so let's continue. Some interesting things here, like, you know, the word Hajj, taking a pilgrimage to Mecca, and the word pilgrimage, if I spelled that right anyway, are pretty similar gematria here. No, I thought it was, yeah, 79 and a reflection of 97. So Just a little side note there. But then Ramadan, which equals 25, like Hajj. So you take a Hajj, sometimes, I don't know, I think maybe they go during Ramadan. Honestly, I don't know that much about it, but I know that's their fasting time. And you see that 25 and 25 are the same, okay? And 137, like pilgrimage, 173. And none of this is a coincidence. Our languages are very carefully coded. And just because you're not hearing this currently in your mosque or whatever doesn't mean it's not true. You can be very sure that Muhammad understood it. Okay? So if you want to understand Muhammad better, then you should probably accept and learn this. And I know it's going to be hard because, if you ask questions to most of these people, they immediately just fly into an outrage. Well, that's just the way it is. And you're going to have to stand up and understand and believe in your heart that the truth is more important than just going along to make people happy. And it may cost you a sacrifice. That's just the way it is in real life. I don't like that. I don't want it to be that way, but it is. And the hadith are some of the teachings of Muhammad. Okay. And that's 50, 32, 1, 12, and 31. And again, I don't understand all of it that well, okay, but I know that the Sunnah is a part of that, okay. And you can see how that matches up right here. 31, the same two ciphers, okay. 23, when the reflection of 32, not an accident. And interestingly, 112, the first three numbers of Fibonacci, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, etc., etc. Okay. And I'm fairly confident, somebody could correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think it's in there that you're told to, I don't think it's directly in the Quran itself, I think you're told to wear a burqa in the Hadith, possibly, or in some people's interpretation. So, burqa, why isn't, oh. Okay, so again we see 23, 23, 32, and 31 the same in all three ciphers. So most likely I got that right. That's why they go together. And how does Mecca compare with the Kaaba stone? Let's try that. Mecca, 25, 16, 110, 29. And that's where the Kaaba is. You can already see that there's a 16 again, and a 119. This is not a mistake. 119 is the sacred feminine, okay? Or divine feminine, if you will. Feminine, okay. Yeah, 911 in Jewish cipher. It is good that I opened that up after all. So you might pay attention to that, and that's, the divine feminine. That's because the moon is considered a female agent. That's why the symbol of Islam is the moon, but they're talking about the divine feminine. Okay, you're combining the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The divine masculine is the Kaaba, the stone, and the moon is the divine feminine. You see, so that is the feminine aspect of it, and that's why you saw 119 if you were watching Captain Marvel, and you saw the 119 on her plane. Okay, that's what that was about. It wasn't a reference to 9/11, I don't believe. Okay, that's something different. Although, in a sense, 9/11, you're taking a plane and merging it with a square building, so in a sense, it very well could be. So, and then Allah, and again with the 16. So, 16 for Allah, 16 for Kaaba, 16 for Mecca. You see, none of this is a mistake. 29 for Allah, None of this is coincidence. 29 from Mecca. Okay, it's all put together very carefully, crafted very importantly to convey the message that was intended. And if it's in English, I guarantee you it's in Arabic. But I don't have an Arab. I know nothing about Arabic, so I can't prove it. Now, it might be interesting to notice also that it is considered, Islam is considered an Abrahamic religion. Okay, and you'll see that that's 314 in reverse ordinal. Well, 314 is the digits of pi, 3.14. Okay, and the point of that is, again, this. Because it's talking about the circle and the pentagram and how that all merges together. Okay. Now, if you, of course, if you make it plural, then it's 322, and that's the skull and bones insignia, and you'll see how it's related again to Masonry and how this is an important number to Catholicism. Okay, and the Jesuits. Skull and bones. Okay, so it would behoove all people to learn the origins of the religion and what their symbols actually mean. Because you can do this with a calculator, you can do this just by going and measuring the angles of the Kaaba stone, okay, and trying to understand how the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine come together. Learn some basic sacred geometry, and you will understand your religion a lot better. Okay, and if this is new to you and it terrifies you, well, it is what it is. It's the truth. So, if reality scares you, then so be it. But you'll have to learn to deal with it at some point in your life. It's just truth. Okay. So, well, thanks for watching, and please like, share, and subscribe.